Hello, Internet. I'm Dave Rubin. This is the Rubin Report, and we have a Young Turks All-Star Edition. Anna Kasparian, Jimmy Dore. We didn't even need a third person because of the breadth of your knowledge and egos.
Do you normally have a third person?
We normally have a third person.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk double.
You can do two people. You can do impressions, whatever you want to do.
All right, sounds. I'll once in a while, Cenk will come in, and I'll just impersonate him.
Cenk can jump in.
All right, welcome to the Young Turks. Awesome, yeah.
Well, you guys know how it works, and you're comfortable at this table. So here we go. All right, first story: North Korea. Now, by the time this story gets up on YouTube, we could have been decimated in a nuclear war. They are threatening to preemptively strike us. They are moving people out of the embassies. They want diplomats out of the country by April 10th. It is a big mess, but we sort of think it feels a little jokey to me. What do you guys think? What do we do about this North Korea madness?
I think that at this point, it's common knowledge that North Korea doesn't have the nuclear capabilities necessary to actually attack the United States. They've been threatening the United States for quite a while now. The question is, are they going to attack South Korea? And of course, that's entirely possible. North Korea is not a rational actor, as we all know. So there's a possibility that this is going to end badly. But the question is, what should the role be of the United States at this point? And any experience I've had in the past is when the U.S. gets involved in something internationally, it doesn't end well.
Nothing good ever comes out of it.
And the reason why North Korea is threatening the U.S. to begin with is because they don't like some of the military exercises that U.S. soldiers are doing with South Korean soldiers.
The military jumping jacks?
Yeah, they don't like the jumping jacks. They're very offended by that. It's intimidating.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the U.S. is going to do. I just hope that they don't act prematurely and do something stupid.
Yeah. Jimmy, do you consider...
Acting prematurely is something I know about.
Yeah. Do you consider Kim Jong-un an irrational actor?
I consider Mel Gibson to be an irrational actor.
Yeah.
But, Kim Jong-un? To me, the funnest part about this whole story was that it got started with Dennis Rodman going over there, and people were upset with him because, I thought he was perfect ambassador material, but turns out he wasn't. And then he went on George Snuffleupagus' show, and he was like, what about his human rights violations? And Dennis Rodman was like sitting there with sunglasses on, going, huh? What are you talking about? I play basketball. And he said, don't you feel like you have a responsibility to ask him about that? The toughest question I expected Dennis Rodman to ask is this North or South Korea?
Yeah.
That's what I expected.
Yeah. Isn't this part of the problem that Dennis Rodman's over there, Kim Jong-un looks the way he looks? Like, this seems like a movie. It doesn't seem real. So when they're like, oh, we're going to preemptively nuclear strike you, whether they can or can't, it seems made up. This seems silly, doesn't it?
It sounds silly, especially when we know, some of the crazy behavior of the, dictator of North Korea, how crazy his father was. I mean, Anonymous did something that I found hilarious. They hacked into their intranet because they're not really part of the internet.
Funny.
Yeah.
You just like the word intranet.
I do like that.
And they had like a web page where they had a picture of Un with a Mickey Mouse tattoo on his stomach. Of course, they photoshopped it, and like pig ears and like a pig nose. And it was hilarious. So like the entire thing, even though their threats seem serious and they sound scary, I mean, people have handled it in such a funny way. The way Anonymous has handled it was hilarious. So I think that's part of the reason why no one's really taking the threats that seriously.
I really don't take them seriously at all. I can't believe anyone would. So then he launches a nuclear missile. What's his next move? Right? Then his country's over. Right?
Yeah.
So it will not. That's why it's funny to hear people. Who's the new defense secretary? I'm blanking on his name.
Robert Gates.
No, that's the old one.
No, you're right. That is the old one. Chuck Hagel. Sorry.
There you go. So he was talking like this time it's serious, and I'm like, really? This time? I don't understand why they pretended like it was serious.
Yeah.
Hey, he's never gonna do anything.
Is there any part of you that empathizes a little bit with North Korea? Because why do we have 30,000 troops right on their border? We're flying B-52s. Like, forget all the intricacies that we're not really privy to. But a little bit of, we have a military. Why do we have 30,000 troops right next door to them.
Because they're crazy. That shit cray, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, I know that part of the reason why there's a lot of hostility toward the United States is because we love to go into other countries when we have no business being there. And, we love to meddle in their business. But at the same time, North Korea has been threatening us for quite a while. So I could understand why the U.S. would want to have some sort of military presence on the border. But, at the same time, like, I definitely don't think the U.S. should, like, invade North Korea anytime soon or do anything crazy. I don't even think that the U.S. should get too involved with, the conflict with South Korea and North Korea, because that's what we always do. We love to take a side, and then when we take a side, there's hostility toward the United States because of the side that we've taken.
Of course. Jimmy, final word, when does the war begin?
There's no war. It's not going to happen. Well, getting back to that other point about why are we even there, I just think it's because once we're somewhere, we never leave anywhere, right? We're still in Japan, we're still in Germany, we're still in Korea.
We have 50,000 troops or 70,000 troops in Germany.
Yes.
Germany,
I was there. I was like, this is not, you guys have a nice place here. And they have the U.S. military has their own huge airport, they have their own, I'm like right in the middle of another country. It's weird.
What are we doing there? Is it really just because the military industrial complex is so big and it's like we're just never going to take these people home?
Never going to take them home. They have hospitals there. They have, American bases. It's nice over there.
Yeah. Bonobos.com is the official outfitter of the Rubin Report. Enter code TRR20 for 20% off your first purchase.